Recording. Okay.
What's happening, people? Welcome back to the channel. Champions League back this week.
Yes.
And who better to get on the channel for a Champions League preview? We've got a friend to the of the channel, the very own OHB, AK, the biggest and only Bayern fan that I know. The German machine.
Lean machine. Diamond shaft. Guten Morgen, everybody. Guten Morgen, everyone. Yes.
Thanks, bro. Thanks for joining. Firstly, people, if you can please subscribe to the channel, comment, like, and then and I'll try and respond to all the comments. So please comment. What's happening, my boy?
I'm good. Champions League is back. You know, I had to get the classic, the retro, the one we won in 2012 when we beat Dortmund in Wembley. This is it.
Okay.
You know, Schweinsteiger's at the back.
What happened to the one that you wore when Chelsea beat you in the final?
Go on, please go on. Yes. So what's going on today?
The one you wore in 1999.
It's here. Is
that the one?
Yeah, Effenberg.
That's nice to see. Nice to see. Thanks for joining, man. Look, I wanted to do a preview of the Champions League. Just go through the key games this week, and just get your prediction, and also get your stance on how well you think Bayern Munich is going to perform this season. In the Champions League specifically. But let's just start with what I wanted to start off with. You know, obviously last year was the first time we had the new format. What we had the league style group stage, not group stage, the league style first stage of the Champions League, where everyone plays each other. You don't play teams away from home; you play them at home. I wanted to get your opinion on how you thought that went. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you like about it? What did you like about it? If you did like it, what's your thoughts on it?
For me, I'm old school. I prefer the whole group stage, and I like that one. I'm used to it. This new format hasn't grown on me. It was first hard. It was confusing. I didn't like that some teams you could play them away, and then some teams you could only play them home. It kind of was making me have to recalibrate my brain to I saw football, because I watch Bundesliga as a league. I watch Premier League as a league. To now be watching Champions League as a league, it's just I just did league. For me, Champions League was very refreshing. I used to see the group stages. I used to like it, where you were able to predict, if we finish first or second, who we're going to face. Are we going to face the best team in form? Are we going to face the team below? But this new one, it just kind of confused me. And then you see teams that will not have a great start, all of a sudden you're going to have a strong end. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was hard for me, but maybe it might grow up on me, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Do you not like the fact that it's quite competitive from the get-go, where in previous format, you only really get one, what do you call those, group of death? Yeah, one group of death, and the other groups are quite easy. You get through it quite easily, and only towards the end you see teams trying to avoid coming first or second so they can avoid a certain team in the next round. Do you not like that? It's quite competitive. We're seeing for example, this week we're already seeing Chelsea and Bayern.
For me, for the neutral watch, it's good from this first matches of or the first games. It's good to see two teams go neutral watch. But obviously, if you're watching or supporting your team, you don't want your team that first game be tough team. You always want to grow. You want to catch those easy teams, get those points, grow into the league, get the goals, build the chemistry. But obviously, neutral watch, that's sick. If the first game you can see is Real Madrid versus Bayern. But for the Madrid fans and the Bayern fans, we don't want to be facing each other this early. Do you know what I'm saying? We want to save. We want to get to we got to the apex of the tournament, and then we're bringing out our best of the best self versus the best team. So neutral watch, yes, I would like to see Barcelona face Man City. But me, give me Copenhagen. I don't 6-7.
Nah, you know what? I hear you. like for me, I do think it's quite competitive. I think winning this format is harder than the previous format. But let's see what this season presents and see how it comes across the season. But I just like the fact that we can see like competitive games from very early, and it's hard to go into the next round. So teams have to take it a lot more seriously this time around. But look, let's go into the key games this week. We start with what a lot of people don't know. You have us. I don't know whether to call them your first team or your second team.
Which team is that?
Arsenal.
My second team.
Playing,
they're here.
So you've got Bilbao.
Away.
Away from home. The irony of it is that Nico Williams was one of the players that Arsenal was targeting.
And
you're going to be playing the first game. Bayern was also targeting as well. Your first or second team. I don't know who's your second team. Yeah. How do you think Arsenal matches up against Bilbao?
Well, I think this is a good game to test Arsenal. To be honest, away in Spain, different dynamics of team. Bilbao are a well-drilled La Liga team. They've had good players come from there. The likes of Ike Munayin, Javi Martinez. I think we got it from Bilbao. And they got experience in the tournament. But I think Arsenal can do it because Arsenal defense is sick. California is playing in form. Timber has the experience. Declan Rice, and then you have the two Spanish midfielders who play for Spain as well, Zubamendi and Moreno, aka False Nine. And then we got the wingers. So I think this one it's a good test for Arsenal. But I see Arsenal passing this test. I don't see they will have moments. Obviously, Bilbao will have the moments, and it's a way. But I think that's where the test for Arsenal is that they can ride it, and then I know they will come with some good, maybe a couple of 1-2 goals, and defensively, Arsenal will be solid. So I think Arsenal can do this one.
Yeah, I think this game will suit you very well because we went there last season in the Europa League, and I thought it was going to be a lot more challenging than that. Obviously, we had the red card that helped us, but you're a lot much better team than Man United. So go in there with like the defense that Arsenal has. I do think that they should win. The second one, second game is the Liverpool and Atletico Madrid game. Before we jumped on, I actually saw that Alvarez is injured. Even going there with Alvarez is going to be difficult. But what do you think how that plans out?
This reminded me of that time where Atletico came to Anfield and everybody was expecting Liverpool to do the job. I remember when Atletico just did defensive masterclass, transition, counter-attack, Morata. Mm-hmm. Remember that game?
Yeah.
But this is a new Liverpool team, and this team has only just grown. They've added more attack. They got obviously good defense. Frimpong, obviously, I think, will he be back by then?
Yeah, no, he played. Yeah, he came on Sunday. So I don't know whether we'll start him or not.
Yeah, he's there at Anfield. To come to Anfield on his own, even though with a weak Liverpool team, that's a big hurdle to climb. And then you're coming to Anfield and you're playing this league-winning Liverpool side that, even when they're not playing well, they've got moment of brilliance and they win it. Against Arsenal, they've done it. The last game, Salah last-minute penalty, they've done it. It's going to be very hard for Atletico Madrid to come to this Liverpool in Anfield. And then obviously the target man is injured. I don't see any upset for Liverpool. The game is there for Liverpool to win. The only way Atletico Madrid will win this game is if Liverpool no come. So I'm going for Liverpool.
Cool. And then we have the return of KDB. He's going back to City. What do you think? How do you think that plans out?
Hey, we saw Spurs give Man City the whooping. We saw what's the other team that scored last minute in the Premier League that gave them the beating? Brighton. And then we saw against United where after they scored 1-0, they were there for the taking. But United did not do it. I do not see this one. I'm leaning Napoli because Conte is crazy. Conte has experience in the Premier League. He's hard-headed. I know that Kevin De Bruyne did not want to leave City.
Yeah,
You know he's his own agent. Yeah, it came as a shock to him. So I know Kevin De Bruyne is coming back with smoke. In that pitch, he's coming back with smoke. That one, I'm going to go against the logical thinking. I think Napoli will do a shock.
Okay, and then obviously Newcastle was in the league. I mean, in the Champions League a couple of years ago. It wasn't that last year, but they're back in with a new format. They're playing Barcelona. If you can recall, they had that great win against PSG a couple of years ago. Do you think they can do something similar against Barca?
They don't have Isak, so sorry. I know I'm a big fan of that German boy, but Isak is gone. Sorry, that German boy is going to take time. Barca with Lewandowski, Champions League experience boy. Rafinha is a baller. Obviously, he's firing. Pedri, don't play with it, man. Don't play with it. They're lucky they're not facing Yamal because Yamal apparently is injured.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of injury Yamal has, but I'm hearing his private part injury. Yamal has got to go and do too much. But let's stay on focus. Yeah, it's a good test for Newcastle. I mean, it's a good experience for them. But I think the way Barcelona are playing right now, I watched them. I watched La Liga, the last game they played, where Lewandowski didn't even start.
Yeah,
and they smoked. Who did they beat?
They came off the bench. Was it? I can't remember the team, but it was 6-0. Came off to score 2 goals. Rafinha came off the bench and scored 2 goals as well. Ferran Lopez, I think, is it Ferran Lopez that scored? I can't remember. Yeah.
Yes, he did score. Yeah. I think Barcelona will do it for Newcastle. Newcastle would have those crowd and shout and they will jump for every slide tackle. That's what they're known for. But when it comes to football, if Barcelona turn up focus and if Rashford coming to England and try to prove that, I've still got the game, because that's a good platform for him to show that, he can do it on the big stage, even in England. I think I'm going to lean to Barcelona for this one.
Okay. And then last but not least, I left this one last on purpose. It's your team, and that is
Munich.
Bayern and Chelsea. You've got Nico Williams in the team now. I'm not sure if he will play today. He didn't get on the weekend, did he?
The weekend? No, he didn't start, but I think he came on. No, he didn't start.
He came on. How do you think? And obviously, look, you saw what Chelsea did at the World Club Championship as well. I know people try and claim it as a pre-season. I thought they've done very well. They started the season okay as well. So how do you think they get on against your Bayern?
First of all, we're at home. Allianz Arena, Mia Samia. Yeah? Chelsea are whooping boys. The only time they gave us the business was in 2011 when they beat us, obviously, at home. Drogba, moment of brilliance, whatever. But after that, we've been kenning them easy. I don't see this Chelsea causing us any problem. We've got Harry Kane. We're working. My boy Olise is doing the do. Diaz, experience from Premier League. So, you know what I mean? He'll be facing this tempo before. Joshua Kimmich, big baller. They're lucky that Yamal is not around and Alphonso Davies. But regardless, we've got the team. We've got the chemistry. We're in form right now in Bundesliga. So if we just take that same thing and invite Chelsea, it's a good win, comfortable win. I'm going to even say big win to the extent of 4-0 or 5-1.
Oh, obviously, wow.
Yeah, that one goal, they'll get it with that Upamecano, because with him, anything is possible. Upamecano will stress us out. I'm sorry. But yeah, with Upamecano, with the high line, we play, and that transition, you have to be very perfect. This is why I used to appreciate Boateng, like very underrated guy. With that high line, you have to be very perfect when you're being countered. And that's something I think Upamecano has not really mastered yet. So I'm looking at maybe 4-0, 5-1. Yeah, but that's easy for us. Points.
That's a massive scoreline. I didn't think it will be that. I do think you might beat them, but I think it'll be a tighter game than that. But you're very confident in your team, which I'm not surprised about. Having said that, look, let's just go into like the prediction for like the potential winners. We'll start off with Bayern. Over the last few seasons, you have come close. You was it 2 seasons ago you went to the semis where Real Madrid beat you, I believe, in the semis. Last year, quarterfinals. Who beat you quarterfinals? The Inter Milan that beat you last year in quarterfinals. It was Inter, right?
Inter.
Yeah, it was Inter. So you're always like, look, it's normal to have like it's pretty much like a German thing, right? Because even in German international teams, they always get close, like quarterfinals, semis, and all that. But of recent, you've been struggling to get over the line. Do you think this is a season? And what's your general thoughts on how far Bayern can go this year?
I'm a realist. I'm too old. I've been watching football for a long time. I've passed my delusional stage as a young teenager, thinking with heart. We just go with brain. We're not going to get into the finals. For me, I don't think we're even looking at winning it. We're just going to push as usual, get the exposure, try and get more money as we can. But in depth, we don't have good depth, to be honest. Transfer market was bad. Diaz was not our first choice. Nico was our first choice. We didn't get Nico. Yama Musiala, we've lost him, so it's going to probably take time for him to come back from that horrific leg break or dislocation. We've got Harry Kane, yes, but the midfield is weak. Kimmich is as good as he can get. Goretzka is not really a midfielder. I just see him as a great workhorse. Pavlovic is a young boy, but he's not up there. Our defense, again, once you have Upamecano, to get to the final, there's those things where you have to play the perfect game. Bayern don't have the perfect game at the moment. When we used to win it when we won it in COVID, we had the perfect game, perfect team. Coutinho, Boateng, those boys could ball. You know what I'm saying? But we don't have the perfect team. We don't have, when it comes to that fine line, we don't have it. And then if we have an injury to like our Kane, our Musiala, our Kimmich, our Neuer, we just drop. And then when we drop, we're there for the taking. So realistically, I'm saying I will take quarterfinal, and then I'll be grateful with semi-final. But I don't see us getting to the final. I don't think we're there yet.
Okay, but I haven't said that. What teams are you looking at to potentially win it? What is there any clear winner for you, or do you just think there's like a few teams that will compete for the Champions League?
Yeah, I've got a few teams. Not a couple, sorry. I've got 3 teams in mind. Madrid, obviously. The number counts. The team is there. That's that team that can play rubbish for 75 minutes. And the last 10 minutes, magic, bang, bang, bang. We've seen Mbappé do it in the World Cup. We've seen Real Madrid do it in the history of Champions League against City, against Juve, against Atletico. So Madrid will always be there. Especially with Xabi Alonso now, I think he's someone to watch out for. Liverpool. They've added. That team is growing. They've added to the attacking option. The good keeper. They've added defensively. The midfield too, on a good day, strong. So I'm going to put Liverpool there. Nice up for them to go and get the job done. I'm seeing Barcelona as well, because Yamal is not easy to play with. Rafinha is in form. Obviously, Lewandowski is there. The midfield as well is impeccable. And Hannes Flick, he's got experience. I know he's going to push his players. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm looking at those 3 to make it to the final. But you know how the final is who turns up on the day.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's true. So I am too old to like really put my finger on one. But those 3, I think they get to the final and they turn up. It's a long day for the opponents.
Okay. Just in regards to like PSG, just let's touch on PSG, because PSG obviously are the winners last season. No team, I believe, has ever like retained the Champions League apart from Real Madrid. For me personally, I felt like they were brilliant last year. I'm not saying they're fortunate. I think they was fortunate in terms of like the majority of their first team were always fit for the big games. And I'm not sure they didn't really add to that during the summer. And I think maybe not having that depth might slightly hinder them going into like this tournament. Obviously, they may add in January. We'll see if they add anything in January, because that's what they did last year. They added Kvaratskhelia in January last year, and that made a massive difference. So we'll see. But do you see them as a team that can potentially, because you haven't mentioned them, why don't you think they can potentially retain it?
First of all, retaining Champions League is very hard. We all know that. It's only God that blessed Real Madrid to do that. That's 1. 2, the fact that you're saying that off the bench, how many X factors have they got sitting on the bench? 3, the style of football they play will take a toll on its body, on athletes. We've seen it with Liverpool's gang under Klopp. We saw it with Klopp's Dortmund. When they got to the final, they were pushing, but after that, injury starts. We saw it in the FIFA World Cup club. They were tired against Spurs. The only script against Spurs because it's Spurs that is obviously Spursy. And then we saw it against Chelsea. They were done. They were finished. They were tired. And then you think you can do that kind of football 2 seasons in a row back to back? There'll be side effects. Players will get tired. Forms will deep. Injuries will happen. And then off the bench, I don't think they have the same quality of players to come down, keep them that level or raise them up. And then teams are setting up for PSG. So, for example, PSG is one that starts the game where they'll hit the long ball, they'll give it to you in the throwing, and they'll press up high. We've seen other teams now copy that style. So if other teams are copying that style, don't you think other teams are sitting down doing their homework for when they face PSG? Now, that's a hurdle that is hard for any team to overcome. And I don't think PSG has it. Well, they can prove me wrong, but from my years of watching football, once you're a champion, whether it's League, Champions League, World Cup, everybody's setting up for you. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm not putting them to even get to the final. I feel like they will get sussed out when it comes to later stages, and that thing depth would come into a major play.
Okay. What about like your other team? So look, I was saying how PSG obviously having at the moment they don't have the depth that maybe add in January we'll see. But one thing Arsenal has surely done this season, they do have the depth. Last season, where they struggled with, not just last couple of the season, they couldn't bring quality off the bench. Whoever was replacing any injured player, the level was dropped like 2 or 3 levels or so. I think it's slightly different this year. If you're probably bringing a player that's at the same level as whatever player gets injured, and even if they're not at the same level, they're only like just a level below. So it's not a drop in quality. Though I think the only area maybe you might not have the same quality will be Norgard and Zubimendi. So I think they the level will drop quite a bit with regards to those two. But everywhere else, every other position on the pitch, you've strengthened and you've got the depth. You got to quarterfinals 2 seasons ago when your other team Bayern beat them. Then last year they got beaten by the winner in the semi-final. Do you think this is a year that can potentially win it?
So I would say no, but let's just go to the factors you put. I don't want to regurgitate what you said. Obviously, you made sense. The team is thicker in quality now. You have people that can come off the bench and keep the level the same or just push it up a bit. Competition in the team now is better. The team is richer, is buffer. Last season was lean. This time is to buff up. But it's a thing. Experience. How many of those players in Arsenal team have experience of winning the Champions League or getting to the later stages? That's 1. 2, Arteta hasn't been there. That's also going to be a factor. 3, teams like Madrid, like Barcelona, like Bayern, these are teams that when they get to the later stages, they have moment of brilliance that can just win them the game. And it's not just one-off. It's like consistently. When you think is against them, they will just have this brilliance and bang. Madrid, for example, City will outplay them. Atletico will outplay them. Before you know, you just take Benzema to wake up. 1, 2, Vini, 1, 2, 3. Next minute, you're against the grind. It's gone. We don't have that. Arsenal have never had that. Where in the later stages, they've produced moment of brilliance consistently. We only saw Arsenal's one moment of brilliance was against Madrid. Individual, Declan Rice, bang, bang. But when they now met PSG, they couldn't really recreate that individual moment of brilliance. That's another factor. You get what I'm saying? So it's a good team to watch, but I don't think that they can win the Champions League. I think if they're going to win the Champions League, they have another couple of seasons to learn that, and teams around them have to underperform. Because Champions League is not a league where no matter how you're informed in the league, if you don't have it in you, if it's something like it's traditional, if you don't have it, you're not going to win it. Look at Inter. Inter was blasting Italian league. When they got to the final, they whooped them like they shouldn't have been there. They had no business to be in the final. Like in the final, they took 5 from all angles. So this is the thing where they have a good team. Anybody who face Arsenal in the Champions League now are already facing problem. They know, say, okay, well, this team is not easy. This team, when they face them, we have to give our best. But for Arsenal just to cross that line, let them win league first. Win your own domestic league first before you start thinking of winning Champions League. Calm down.
Yeah, it'll be. No, I agree with all the points that you made. The only thing that I just probably don't agree with is just the experience thing. I think the last couple of years would have made not experience of winning it, but experience of like getting into the latter stages, getting far. And same thing with like the managers. So what they can potentially do is obviously look at the little nuances or like reasons why they didn't get to the final. So maybe try and tweak those little things, but it's going to be hard. Personally, I've got Real Madrid because it's just Real Madrid. Really, it's hard to go against Real Madrid with Xabi Alonso in there now. With like they've got defenders. So yeah, and as you said, look, Real Madrid acts as if that trophy only belongs to them. So and they won't want to go too long without winning it. So that's the only team I've got in mind at the moment. I do think a lot of the teams that we mentioned, the Bayern, the Arsenal, PSG, Barca, everyone's capable, and Liverpool all capable of winning it. It all boils down to everything you were just saying in terms of like who's got that moment of the moment.
Do you remember when we played you lot in '99? We were playing you lot. We won. Towards the end, 2 minutes of magic, bang bang, won. Remember Juve at Juve Real Madrid? Juve were winning, penalty, problem. Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid. Before you knew it, a cross, Ramos header, table turned. I don't see Arsenal having those moments. And those are the moments that really, really matter when you're winning Champions League. You get what I'm saying? So
and that's what they're going to learn to create. It's something that they have to build. And rightly so, it might be a thing, like you just said, it might be a thing where win your league first, learn how to win in your own league, and maybe and that will come then it will come natural to them in the Champions League. But in terms of like squad players, I mean, when you look a lot of the squad in the Premier League, I mean, in the Champions League, the Liverpool, the Man City, the Madrid, PSG, Arsenal, Bayern, there's not much in between them in terms of squad. Like the players, everyone's got great players. The squad is filled with great players. Obviously, some may have better depth than others, but they've all got quality players. So it's just who turns up on the day, what manager can tactically manage and not one and the other in the game, and who can that produce the biggest moment in the game, and what players is willing to step up when it's needed. So that will be the difference. Yeah, that's what will make the difference in terms of who wins those big games or not. But yeah, it's going to be another great Champions League. There's never a dull moment in the Champions League. I can't wait to see. What we can do is obviously revisit this when you're playing Arsenal. We can get back.
November 26, 27, I think.
I wonder who you're going to be supporting that day. Arsenal
I'm going to be outside Emirates with my Bayern. You know, every time we play Arsenal, all our friends always had the smoke,
Yeah.
But who's always come out on top? Who's always come out on top? And that's and then
I'm going to ask you who you're going to be supporting that day. I hope you're not going to do your.
Bro, the kits are here. 3 kits, you know. You see these stars. And they support team when don't win. I know they support team when never win. Win your league first before you win Champions League. That's that motto.
All right, no worries. We'll come back to it. But thanks for jumping up, bro. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Like, turn on your notification to know whenever we upload on YouTube. And please comment. Let us know what your thoughts are. Who do you think is going to win the Champions League? How do you think this week games are going to go? And I'll make sure to reply back to every comment. Thank you again. We out.
No worries. Yes, I'm here. Now I'm going to gym.
All right, no worries.
All right, no worries. Thanks,